When I was told that there would be history fair, I got straight to work. My group and I went straight to search for NHD topics. Then was the hardest part of all, picking the right topic. Our group wanted something special, something that meant something to us, something that impacted us. When we kept scrolling through topics, we ended up finding the perfect one, Tuskegee Airmen.
You might not know about them, but today we will be giving you resourceful information about the Tuskegee Airmen and who they were.
The Tuskegee Airmen. They were a group of African American military pilots. They were both fighters and bombers who fought in World War II. They had formed the 332nd Fighter Group and also the 477th Bombardment Group of the United States Army Air Forces.
The Tuskegee Airmen faced many challenges. During that time, many individuals were racist towards colored people. Especially with segregation, the Tuskegee Airmen had to really fight for what they wanted, a spot in the military.
The Tuskegee Airmen trained in an airfield in Alabama, but African Americans had to go through significant obstacles back then because others thought that black people could not learn to fly or operate sophisticated aircraft.
Luckily enough, President Franklin D. Roosevelt announced he would expand the civilian pilot training. Segregation still did remain a rule in U.S. Armed Forces.
Jim Crow laws were state and local laws that enforced racial segregation in the southern United States in places like West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Arizona, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, and Florida. All were enacted in the late 19th and early 20th centuries by white Democratic-dominated state legislators after the Reconstruction period. The laws were enforced until 1965.
Roosevelt's White House responded to such lobbying campaigns by announcing the AAC would soon begin training black pilots. The War Department chose the Tuskegee Airmen Airfield in Tuskegee, Alabama.
The program's trainees, nearly all of them college graduates or undergraduates, came from all over the country. In addition to some 1,000 pilots, the Tuskegee program trained nearly 14,000 navigators, bombarders, instructors, aircraft and engine mechanics, control tower operators, and other maintenance and support staff.
In April 1942, the Tuskegee Airmen trained 99th Pursuit Squadron and deployed them to North America, but the commander of the 99th Assigned Fighter Group complained about their performance.
When the Tuskegee Airmen painted the tails of their P-47 red, the nickname Red Tails was coined. The red markings that distinguished the Tuskegee Airmen included red bands on the nose of the P-51s as well as a red rudder. The P-51B and D Mustangs flew with similar color schemes, with red propeller spinners, yellow wing bands, and all red tail surfaces.
Surprisingly, out of the 355 airmen, only 66 airmen died in combat. This is an amazing feat which reassures us that the Tuskegee were the best of the best.
192 were trained from 1941 to 1946. 450 were deployed overseas. On top of the 66 deaths, 84 more Tuskegee Airmen passed away during non-combat missions and trainings. Another 32 soldiers were captured as prisoners throughout the war.
The Tuskegee Airmen were just amazing. They completed 179 bomber escort missions, with losing only 25 bombers. That is just amazing.
More major accomplishments are that the Tuskegee Airmen earned 96 Distinguished Flying Cross, which are earned for heroism or 2 distinguished achievements while they are in aerial duty.
They also earned 1 Silver Star, 14 Bronze Stars, 744 Air Medals, and 8 Purple Hearts. Purple Hearts are awards that represent the highest military honors for those who serve in wartime.
This year, the acting secretary of the U.S. Air Force announced that they are going to introduce a new training aircraft named for the Tuskegee Airmen. The Tuskegee Airmen were a great example of heroism, which is why their legacy still carries on and affects people till this day.
Thank you so much for watching. We worked really hard on this project. We really hope you enjoyed, because it was a fun project learning about the Tuskegee Airmen and giving information about it. So thank you again for giving us this opportunity and for listening to us and giving us the time to show you our documentary.